Yo, so this is a breakdown of a video that me and Fares shot and directed recently for an artist called Bear Cubs, his latest single, and I'm just going to run through the video and go from the pre-production to the production and then to the post-production, breaking down like things we did, decisions we made, and why we did them. So let's get into it. So after speaking to Bear Cubs about this project, Fares and I went about finding references and videos that we thought would suit this song in particular. So that means doing research, pulling reference video frames, and then we took it all and just loaded it into Millernote. And we used Millernote to basically organize our ideas. We made a shot list. We went through the shots that we wanted with Bear Cubs. Bear Cubs put in a lot of creative ideas that me and Fares really vibed with, and we sort of ran with that. And I sort of wanted to go in this direction also. We had this sort of dream world where I didn't want it to look like, oh yeah, that's a building that's only in Berlin, or that's a hill that's only in Berlin. I wanted it to be more sort of universal, and I think that's the kind of direction that we kept all together in mind when we went about making this project. And then once we made our shot list, we went out and location scouted. Location scouting took around 3 days of driving around looking for a hill, because I cannot describe to you how hard it is to find a fucking hill in Berlin. That was our first challenge, and finally, after using Google Maps and using the satellite view on Google Maps, we finally location scouted a few places. Bear Cubs made something very clear from the start, that he wanted everything to be done sort of as real as we could make it, so not using VFX and stuff. So we sourced a real old TV, and then we went and collected 8 rolls of 16mm film, of which we shot 50D, 250D, and also 500T. So we had a range of film that we could shoot with depending on the light situations. We then made our equipment list that we would send off to the rental company. We only needed a generator and like a C-stand. We didn't need a whole load of other stuff because we sourced the Krasnogorsk, which is the camera that we shot on, from a production company in Berlin. So it was super, super lovely that they lent that to us for free rather than having to rent it. So after we got everything sorted and planned, we went out, just the 3 of us, and did a quick test shoot. We processed it all, we scanned it all. For us, I mean, it was really, we were really lucky. We had something that came back super beautiful. So thanks to Fares, who was an incredible DP and director. He understood exactly how the camera would work. And also thanks to this one guy who basically helped us figure out this camera and how to use it. You should just watch his video if you want to shoot on this camera. It explained everything super clearly, and we were able to shoot this project because of him. So thank you very much, you lovely human being, for making that video. Moving on. The days had finally come for the real shoot days. Day 1, shot on this hill, and it was super fun just playing with the concepts, playing with the donut, playing with these flowers, building this little world that we intended on shooting. And yeah, we shot on 500D, which is for daylight, and yeah, the footage turned out really beautiful. And then as the day went on, as the light got lower, we went and switched to 250D, and then finally over to 500T, which was super easy to change. Shooting on this camera, you do not need to change the film in a dark space. We basically just changed it in the back of our car. Yeah, most of this project we shot just on the tripod. We used simply a tripod, fixed shots, rather than us moving around with it on a gimbal or like a dolly. We essentially used the zoom on the Krasnogorsk and also used zoom in post to just add some movement and energy to the video. So I think it worked out super well. We did have a few handheld shots which added some energy for the solo part, just shooting it freehand there also. So no problems really, apart from I had to carry a heavy electric generator around with us everywhere, and carrying light bulbs and a C-stand with a few people got a little bit heavy, but apart from that, it was super lovely shooting the first 2 days of this project. For exposing the image, Fares just used an app called Luxmeter, and he just used the app on his phone to check the correct lighting settings. Yeah, and I mean, shooting on 16mm film for the first time on this project really made us think, like, what did we want with each shot? We went through Milano, we would go, okay, like this is on our shot list, but if it didn't like make us feel super inspired or excite us at the time, we kind of just left it, because we knew that when you shoot the film, it's like you're rolling and it's like 50 euros, 100 euros, 150 euros, and then it's like bah. It really made us think and rehearse each shot over and over before we got the right sort of performance from bear cubs and the right sort of framing. So it really was such a lovely experience, rather than just like pressing the record button and just hoping that something like works out well. For some scenes, for some variety, when we were shooting, we shot in 8 frames per second or 12 frames per second, and when we did that, it gave us this sort of dreamy effect that we wanted for the film. Apart from that, we just bashed through the shot list and made sure that we planned our days so that it would be on beautiful weather days. After shooting everything, we sent off the film to the film processing unit. They gave us back this, which is the film. We sent this and took this to a film scanning unit where they scanned the film, and then they gave us the film scanned in 2K resolution. That was really the end of production. After receiving the footage, I bashed through the edit and just kind of showed it to Fares, and we kind of all just inputted, changed things, tweaked things, and after sort of like 3 or 4 revisions, we kind of got to a good picture lock where we sort of have all the pictures in place that we wanted. And then I started to play with more sort of ideas, like having the donut spinning around. I mean, I did a lot of very simple things, just like adding a bit of Gaussian blur around certain shots to make it seem dreamy. We added a few light leaks here and there and a few sort of film burns for transitions. But apart from that, most of the film burns are actually, and these white little flickers are actually just from the film itself for when you, stop filming. So what I did find out super quickly was that my VFX skills are shit, and I quickly got my friend Ben Packer to do a bunch of TV compositing. But yeah, he did such a great job of that, and then colored them to make sure that it all looked sort of cohesive and not sort of glowing, and so it made it look more like it was shot on the film. A lot of the TV clips are VFX done in post. When you film a TV, it just flickers and your camera doesn't capture what is being projected out of the TV. It's really shit looking. You can overcome it somehow. I couldn't find anything how to do it. So after Ben did the VFX, I additionally had to stabilize most of the footage. It came out super shaky from our camera because the motor in the camera was a little bit shaky. And yeah, apart from that, I just added a warp stabilizer in Premiere Pro, which really helped smooth out the footage. So that took me around 4 days of editing to do. That's not including the sound design, which I added later, and in Fares' and I's director's cut, we have the donut making this like sound, which is like so silly, but I love it because it's just ridiculous. And that was all sound design in Premiere Pro. I took sounds that I'd made, and you can get them for free and download them. So yeah, color grading 16mm Kodak film for me I found was super forgiving. I was able to do like not a ton of stuff and still get a great image out of it, and it was just lovely to be able to do that. So I'm super grateful for that. Shooting on film for this project was an incredible experience for myself, and I know for Fares also, because it really gave us like this new approach to each shot. We had to put a lot more attention into each shot, a lot more intention into each shot, and ensure that things are really thought out before we just like blasted away. It's extremely impractical in many cases, extremely expensive. This project did end up costing around 1,500 euros in terms of just the film being used, purchased and processed, which is a lot of money. It really made us work hard to find what looks best, and it kept us searching for the best result we could get. And in many ways, it sometimes allowed us to just, shoot something and not know exactly how it's going to look, because we didn't have a monitor that you could review it with. You can't look it back. You just kind of have what you shot. And it really allowed us to sort of accept the flaws that would come with shooting on this medium, especially at the standard that we're shooting it at. So yeah, that was a lovely experience for all of us, I think. I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who made this video happen, to everyone who supported in some way, shape or form, and thank you for watching this video. And yeah, take it easy. Have a lovely day. Peace.